This video is to be used for educational purposes only and is not intended to replace individual research or licensed investment advice. Unique experiences and past performance does not guarantee future results. Trading stocks, options, and spot currencies involves substantial risk, and there's always the potential for loss. Your trading results may vary. No representations are being made that any software or training will guarantee profits or not result in losses from trading. This is the PremiereTrade Market Wrap.
This is the Market Wrap on a Wednesday. I'm Jack Lott here on the James Dix Financial Network. The Fed announced new steps to ease the stress in the financial markets. Federal Reserve said it would inject cash into money markets through some term auction facilities. They also will establish foreign exchange swap lines with the European Central Bank and the Swiss National Bank. These arrangements will provide $20 billion to the ECB and $4 billion to the Swiss National Bank. The first auction of $20 billion will be held on Monday. This auction will provide 28-day term funds maturing January 17th. Well, driven by a weaker dollar and a much higher price for petroleum and natural gas, import prices were up 2.7% in November. That's the largest monthly increase in 17 years. Commerce reporting that the U.S. trade deficit for October increased to $57.8 billion, the highest level since July and 1.2% above the September imbalance. Mortgage applications rose last week to the highest level since July 2005, despite a jump in borrowing costs. The Mortgage Bankers Association's index of mortgage applications rose by a seasonally adjusted 2.5% to 811.8 in the week ended December 7th. Mylan Labs said that it will receive tentative FDA approval for a generic version of its GlaxoSmithKline PLC's seizure medication, Lamictal. Tentative approval is typical designated for generic drugs that cannot immediately be approved because of existing patents or exclusive selling rights for similar products. In Forex news today, the Japanese yen extended earlier declines as central banks, including the Federal Reserve, announced steps to ease the credit squeeze in financial markets. The agreement by the Fed, the European Central Bank, the Bank of Canada, the Bank of England, and the Swiss National Bank comes as the collapse of the subprime mortgage market has crimped banks' willingness to lend each other, threatening to tip the U.S. economy into a recession. The British pound has further supported after a report showed unemployment fell more than twice as much as forecast to the lowest since 1975. Pound has also fallen more than 6% against the euro this year, making British products cheaper in the 13 countries using the currency, which is also helping manufacturing and supporting economic growth. The Chinese yuan rose to the highest level since China ended a fixed exchange rate in the dollar in 2005 after U.S. Treasury Secretary Paulson reiterated calls for faster appreciation during talks with Chinese officials. The advance took the yuan's gain this quarter to 1.8% after retail sales increased the most in at least 8 years, adding to speculation that the central bank will keep raising interest rates to cool the economy. Scheduled economic reports coming out on Thursday include the initial jobless claims for the week of December 8th, the Producer Price Index PPI for November, retail sales for November, and October inventories. In earnings news, Magellan Health Services anticipates a profit of between $77 and $96 million. That's $1.88 to $2.34 a share. Wyndham Worldwide expects 2008 first quarter adjusted net income in a range of 30 to 35 cents. Vistacare posting a loss of $1.8 million or 11 cents a share versus a loss of $10.9 million or 66 cents a share in the previous year's quarter. Office Depot said its fourth quarter results will continue to be weak due to the housing slump in Florida and in California particularly. Scheduled earnings reports coming out on Thursday will include Sienna Corporation, Eon Communications, Lehman Brothers, Club Med, Joseph A. Banks, Claire Stores, Quicksilver, and Soft Brands. Some of the stocks in the news today. Boeing was cut to equal weight from overweight at Morgan Stanley. Valero Energy said Greg King will resign as president effective December 31st. Coca-Cola Enterprises raising its 2007 earnings estimate somewhere in the range of $1.36 to $1.39. And that is the Market Wrap. I'm Jack Lott, and this is the James Dix Financial Network.